Jessica Vu's baked goods can be found at Dorothy Lane Market and at the Wine Gallery and Cafe downtown.
That's right, but it's how she started her company, Bites of Nostalgia, that's even more interesting.
Yeah,
Jessica, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. This is interesting. You've been highlighted by CNN, right?
I have. I've been on their American Journey series on their website on CNN.com, and they really did a profile on me and how I started my company. Basically, I've been baking all of my life, and I literally was getting a little stool up to the counter with my mom and baking, and she made elaborate wedding cakes as I grew up, and that love of baking has just followed me through my life. And I worked for a builder, and as we all know, the housing industry took a real bad turn, and so that didn't quite work out the way I had planned. So I stayed at home and had a few babies, and wanted to do something out of the home. And I thought, you know what, I love to bake. Why not share that with everybody else?
And you're sharing it with us today.
I am.
That's so cool.
I'm sharing my specialty today. This is the Biscotti, and Biscotti is actually, it means twice baked in Italian. So
is that the same as Biscotti?
It is not.
Oh, just curious.
I have to get that in there.
That's how my 4-year-old says that, though.
Come on.
But so would you like to make some biscotti with me?
Yeah, let's
go
for
it.
So
the first thing we're going to do is we have some sugar in this bowl, and we're going to add some melted butter in here. Okay, and a couple of eggs and some vanilla. We're going to incorporate this really well. If you have a stand-up mixer, it really helps ward off that baker's elbow.
Oh yeah.
But we'll just whip this up right here as we go.
Like an armband or something.
Yeah,
you know?
we need a brace here.
Yeah.
So we have some flour here. We're going to add some baking powder and some salt. And this is the anise. And this is what gives this particular almond anise biscotti its flavor. And this is anise seed, and I'm just grinding it up a little bit to release those flavors.
Very unique smell of it.
Yes, it smells like, go ahead and pick up the jar and smell it. It smells like black licorice.
It does.
Yes.
And I don't like black licorice.
Well, that's okay.
No, I don't think it's good.
She's like, uh-oh.
No, I like it.
That's okay because we have 3 other flavors of biscotti right here for you to taste. So we're just going to mix this all up until it is all incorporated. And once it is, we're going to add our chopped almonds. Now, the anise flavor in this particular biscotti isn't very powerful. It's a very delicate taste on your palate, and it's not very overpowering. And this is the actual traditional flavor of the Italian biscotti. Now, once you have this all mixed up, you're going to chill it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And then
just like this, would you just put this whole thing in there?
Well, you're going to mix it a little more than that, but you'll put it in the refrigerator and chill it. And then we're going to have our dough.
There we go.
And we're going to roll this out in a really long log. So we're just going to use our hands, get our hands all floury. You should probably take your rings off before you do this if you
Jessica,
have them.
Is there anything you do with your biscotti that's unique or different, or do you kind of follow, like you say, the traditional method?
Well, I follow the traditional method for my Italian almond anise, but this particular one is my new flavor, and it is the ginger molasses. And I actually took my great-grandmother's recipe for her ginger molasses cookie, and I worked and I worked and I baked and I baked, and I finally modified it into a biscotti. And this just came out last week in Dorothy Lane Market stores and at the farmer's market. And so it's been a real good seller. It's a nice fall flavor.
Awesome.
So once you have this rolled out, you're going to go the width of your pan and about 6 inches wide. You're going to pat it flat. You're going to put it in the oven.
Okay.
We're going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Rotate it once.
So go ahead and grab a drink if you're at home right now. We're going to be here a minute.
And when it comes out, look at that.
Look at that.
Biscotti.
So that's
and
how
of
it's
course, it doesn't look like this yet.
No,
So what we need to do is we need to cut it into bars. Okay? We're going to cut it into bars. And now I told you that biscotti means twice baked. So we've only baked this once. We're going to cut them into bars just like this, lay them on their side, all the way down the sheet, and bake them again.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we're going to bake them again for another 8 minutes on each side.
Okay.
And that gives them that nice, crisp cookie,
Right.
and very dunkable in a drink.
Yeah, that's amazing stuff. And you've got all the different flavors as well. Now,
Yes.
is it you that's sitting up at your shop doing it all yourself?
No, I don't have a shop, actually.
You do it from home?
I do it
That's
from home. I'm a cottage baker, and I do set up at the Sugar Creek Farmers Market every Friday. It's in the Cub Foods parking lot from 3 to 7. And so you can meet me there and taste my biscotti, and I also have scones and some breakfast breads there as well.
Vanessa, you want to try her thing in your coffee drink?
I will. I'm actually going to dunk this.
Yeah.
Go ahead and try one of those, yep.
Let
And
us
if
know
you
how
want
that-
to try something other than the almond anise, there's the ginger, there's a chocolate caramel pretzel.
Oh.
That's all you should
Yeah, I think the
try.
chocolate caramel one would
And
be good.
right here's my husband's favorite, the cranberry pistachio.
Oh my gosh, what do you think?
It's delicious.
And
Thank you.
Bites of Nostalgia, if you want to
Delicious.
order, how do we get a hold of you?
You go to hold of me on my website, bitesandnostalgia.com. You can also send my biscotti across the country if you go on dorothylanemarketshop.com.
Very cool, very cool. Information is on your screen. Thanks so much for coming on and
Thank you.
sharing
Yes,
all this
Jessica.
stuff with us. We had a good time. Guys, coming up, we've got